You know, we trust it for everything, right? Getting to work, finding a new coffee shop, even just looking at our own house from space. But what if the world's most detailed map is also a map of secrets? Today, we're diving into the strange, the unsettling, and the just plain bizarre things hiding in plain sight on Google Maps.
I mean, at its core, its job is pretty simple. Navigation. It's built to get us from point A to point B, to let us explore a city we've never been to, or peek at a neighborhood on the other side of the planet. But that simple job, well, it had a consequence nobody really saw coming. Because when you look closer, when millions and millions of curious people start scanning every single square inch of the globe from their computer, something else starts to show up.
And that's really the heart of it. It's the unintended result of trying to map the entire world. You end up creating a digital archive of secrets, mistakes, and mysteries that are just sitting there, out in the open.
Just think about that for a second. There is a constant, unblinking eye in the sky. It captures everything. And once that picture is up, it's basically a permanent digital fossil. There's no delete key for reality.
So, let's start with the things that are physically there, things literally carved into our world. But they're either so huge or so remote that they were only really found by looking down from a satellite. Can you imagine just scrolling through miles and miles of empty desert and then, bam, you stumble on this? A huge, intricate symbol with no roads, no towns, nothing nearby to explain it. It's so big you could walk right over it on the ground and have no idea you were even inside of it. And that's the thing, right? The theories are all over the map. Some people are convinced it's a message from an ancient civilization. Others argue it's just a massive modern art project. The truth? Nobody's claimed it. Its purpose is a total mystery. Okay, let's jump over to a different kind of weird thing in the landscape. This isn't a symbol. It's more like a boneyard. Literally hundreds of airplanes. Everything from commercial jets to old fighter planes, all just parked in perfect rows under the desert sun, basically left to rot. But the real head-scratcher isn't just why the planes are there. It's about what we can't see. Yeah, some planes are just retired, but specific hangars and whole sections of the space are totally pixelated on the map. And it's that deliberate blurring that just fuels all the rumors about secret projects and hidden tech.
Okay, so we've seen weird stuff on the ground. But what happens when the map itself is the mystery? When our trusty digital guide starts showing us things that, well, things that just aren't really there.
This one is just wild. For years, there was an island, clear as day, marked on the map in the middle of the ocean. It was just there. But then, when actual expeditions went out to find it, all they found was open water. It was a complete ghost in the machine.
It really makes you ask a pretty fundamental question, doesn't it? We trust these tools completely to show us what's real, but what if they don't? Was this just some simple data glitch or something else entirely? It really shows you the huge gap that can exist between the digital world and the real one.
So, staying in the water, check this out. Some random person just zooming in on a patch of ocean for fun spots this enormous shape moving just under the surface. It's the sheer scale of it that is so mind-boggling. So this is what they call a USO, an unidentified submerged object. Now, the explanations range from the pretty logical, like maybe it's a weird-looking whale or a trick of the light, to the much more exciting stuff. Could it be a species we haven't even discovered yet? I mean, with so much of our oceans still unexplored, you can't say it's impossible. All right, now we're moving into our final section, and honestly, this is where things get a lot more unsettling. This is where the digital oddities stop being about weird landscapes or data errors and start being about people, secrets, and maybe even death. This picture went viral for a very good reason. It's just chilling. In this huge, empty forest covered in snow, there's a single dark shape that looks, for all the world, like a person lying face down. What a disturbing thing to just stumble on while you're browsing a map. Of course, the internet went crazy trying to figure it out. Was it proof of a crime? Some horrible accident? Or was it just some bizarre prank? Was someone staging a scene for the satellite to see? Or, hey, maybe it was just a log and some shadows playing tricks on our eyes. And here's where the story gets even stranger. Instead of getting a clear answer, Google just censored the spot. They completely blurred it out, no explanation given, which, of course, just made everyone even more sure there was something serious to hide.
And listen, this wasn't a one-time thing. This kind of digital cover-up happens all over the map.
We're not just talking about a small spot in a forest, but entire government buildings, military bases, sometimes even whole towns.
Just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got a normal, high-res area. You can see cars, trees, all the details. On the right, a censored spot. It's just a meaningless block of fuzzy pixels. Whatever is under there, someone has decided you are not allowed to see it. Period.
And this is the one question that always hangs over these blurred-out places. The official line is usually something about privacy or national security. But when there's no transparency, it just makes people wonder. What secrets are so important they need to be completely erased from the world's map?
So after looking at all these digital ghosts, the weird symbols, the phantom islands, the censored secrets, what's the big takeaway? What does it all really mean?
You know, I think it all comes down to this simple idea. Google Maps gives us this amazing illusion of total knowledge, that we can see and understand every corner of the globe right from our screen. But these anomalies, they prove that's just not true. They're these little reminders that the world is still packed with mysteries.
Ultimately, when all this shows us is that our map of the world is not finished. And, maybe it never will be. It's like a living document, full of clues and unanswered questions. So I have to ask you, which one of these discoveries sticks with you the most? The ancient symbol, the island that wasn't there, or the secrets that somebody is actively trying to hide from us? The map is always watching, but it seems there are some things it just can't or won't explain.